Happy New Year everyone and welcome back to World of Warship. Today I'm thinking to share with you this replay. It's of two reasons, but also showing you that this could be a fun ship, the Friesland, and we have a huge pleasure to watch this awesome captain from NA server and Bizatine Falk, I do believe that's his name. This map, guys, it's Tears of the Desert, and what do you know, there's 4 tier 9 ships, 1 single tier 8 ship, and the rest of tier 7. So welcome to the new matchmaking. I have this gut feeling, and this, don't take my word for it, take your Alaska, play 10 games, say how many times you are top dog. And guys, without saying too much, Alaska's versus any tier 7 ships, it's just a num. And probably the same story with Friesland. I mean, don't get me wrong, enemy have Bliska, Shungumu and Akatsuki, but man, they are no match versus this behemoths of the destroyer. First thing is they have whopping DPM and whopping HP pool 20,750. Now this captain, it's not a pro. Matter of fact, this is very first game ever played in this ship. This is the first time, so don't expect that he knows exactly or unicum. Shall I say a kind of a average Joe gameplay, and this is kind of important. Why show you something that it's completely broken? You kill everyone like Quickie Baby. He has tons of videos that one dude, killed the entire enemy team and still lost the credits. Yeah, how great is that? Now let's talk about the tier 9 matchmaking. I believe, guys, without saying too much, even though we may have a lot of tier 7's premium ship, they kind of screw up big time the matchmaking for the tier 9s. And guys, something else I would like to say. The DPM monster and all, shall I say, battleship and CV, they have advantage on this ship. This map, it's one of the largest map in this game. It's huge, it's massive, and it actually does benefit even long range torpedo. So I don't know what to say, gearings, shimakaze, you name it, it does benefit because there's so much water. Just at Bravo you have some island, but this is totally open, and same story, it's on Alpha. So I don't know how to say, guys. Yeah, Bliskavica full HP, whopping 15,000, and I'm not saying that Blisk it's a bad DPM monster or a bad should I say gunfighters, but man, he already lost half of the HP pool, and I do believe 2 more salvo or 3, and what do you know, Cleveland nuked her. And there he goes. Oh, there's a lot of action going on. What did this team? They lost the Fuji. Very impressive. They lost the Fuji. Kind of mind-blowing, because Fuji does have good torpedoes and good smoke. Very good smoke. But of course, guys, without saying, the best smoke in this game, it's actually Friesland or the US Fletcher smoke. Lasts forever, serious. You can stay here and daka your enemy to death. And New Orleans in a huge trouble, guys, because even though the dispersion of Frederick the Great are bad, it can definitely overmatch the armor of the cruiser, any cruiser, and his secondary. Yeah, who that guess? Oh man, this is really bad start. The friendly team, they lost 3 ships, and the enemy, they only lost the Bliss. Now, the also reason number 2 I would like to talk about this ship, it's that even though you probably doesn't have the largest and most flat arc, okay, that's the Hydro. Now he has to move away. It's the Swedish destroyer. They will of course not have any smoke, but guys, they will definitely have almost the same DPM and even higher percent to put your enemy on fire, 8%, and with some good looking flags and some other equipment. You know, there's a few captain's perk that you can put, and you can come up with easily 10%, which is fantastic for this amount of daka 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 daka. And guys, without saying too much, I really feel that tier 9 destroyer versus anything, guys, any tier 8, tier 7 ships, it's kind of a broken, because I cannot come up with one single real bad tier 9 destroyer. All of them, they are OP, and in some regards they are even stronger than tier 9, the tier 10. Yes, because you will face those tier 7 ships. And the Friesland, guys, and this is at the very start, has normal cases much worse detection than the Bliss. But the problem at tier 9 and tier 10, you can put the concealment module, which you have upper hand. You have already from the get-go improved concealment. Even if your concealment are garbage, you still gonna beat the hell of any tier 7 destroyer. So what I'm trying to say is that all tier 8 and tier 9 destroyer have upper hand, you know, engaging other tier 7 destroyers of two reasons: HP pool and the damn concealment and the damn DPM, because you can always put this DPM monster. So I mean, you can increase your damage per minute with some module that the tier 7 doesn't. So it was never a fair fight. Something else also I'd like to say, that the Swedish destroyer, of course, it's almost the same speed as this one. The difference between, let's say, Holland and this Friesland, it's only have 1 knot slower. I repeat, it has not 1 knot slow and does not have a defense or hydro. But overall, you have for the Swedish destroyer line two 57mm guns, the mother of all AA guns, the one who shrek every single plane in this game ASAP. And if you spec with BFT and probably advanced fire train, which I highly recommend, because your range of your main armament are only 10.5, which is absurd, hilarious bad for the Swedish destroyer. Only 10.5 in range. You definitely need advanced fire train, but you also gain more AA of that. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's say Udaloy, a perfect Udaloy build is also the perfect AA build. So you get the point. It's the same story with the Swedish destroyer line. A perfect Swedish destroyer build, it's also the best AA build, which makes, sorry to say that, guys, the carriers not worth to go versus. The Swedish destroyer line are, and same thing with Friesland, are no-fly zone. You see a Friesland, you don't go near it, because it does have crazy OP turning radius, small target, even for the rockets, and it might kill you all your planes before you even reach him and nuke him. So, and something else I kind of also forgot. When I'm playing with my Udaloy or Akizuki or Kitakaze, I press P, no AA, and then when the plane are very close to me, then I press O again, and then I boost the section, which basically makes the carrier cannot, shall I say, disengage. You surprise the plane. Yeah, 3,200 damage. That's the sec for you. Yeah, you have to be a little bit careful, of course. Don't get me wrong, probably the biggest cruisers potential that can nuke you, it's definitely the Italian ones. But the thing is, I also say that the Swedish destroyer line also have one of the best torpedoes. Not hard hitting, but they are extremely fast, and they reload pretty down awesome. And they also have the radar, especially the tier 10. I don't know about tier 8, 9 and 10. but overall it's kind of a unique play style. I believe, guys, without saying too much, that in the very near future the destroyer's role will be quite significant bigger when there's a submarine and you have a lot of stuff to do, you know, chasing and killing other destroyers and chasing submarines and actually deleting all the CV planes. That's also something weird to talk about. So guys, as you can see here, the friendly team, they control C and B. However, they are pushing in Atlanta. It's a huge threat. But overall, guys, Atlanta in open water, it's like Cleveland in the open water. It's asking to be deleted, especially versus any tier 8, tier 9 battleships. They are just watching and saying, oh, there's Atlanta or Cleveland in the middle of open water. They say, yum, 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 yum. The thing is, guys, that some maps are like tiers of the cruisers, you know what I mean? There are so few islands to abuse the islands and use your islands in the cover to survive the thing. Now this lion, it's pretty, that was actually Atlanta's shells. You have to move left and right. There's several ships. There's Chumu, there's deep water torpedo, you don't have to be worried about it. Besides, you have hydro. He did not use the hydro yet, but you don't have to use the hydro because Chumu can never torpedo you. That's the biggest downside, and in my honestly opinion, sure, you are very effective and very dangerous versus some battleships and cruisers, but versus enemy number 1 and there's the other destroyer, your deep water torps are useless. Yeah, I'm not saying too much, you know. I like the DPM monster. It's I have to say that it's alright. You're not Death Strike, but the thing is, you can put so much shells that most likely if you know how to aim. Once again, guys, you definitely see this captain, it's not as the best aim. He just probably purchased, and this is the first time he's playing with this ship, so he does not know, you know, how the shells travel. You have to kind of used to it. No matter if that's a battleship, cruiser, you name it, you have to have this feeling, and you do have this feeling after playing a while, where the shells land and how much lead you have to give and so on. Now there's definitely something who's fighting back. There's someone in the smoke. Yep. Maybe, I'm just saying, maybe it's another destroyer or Atlanta. Yes, I have to be careful. Oh, it's a Chung Moon. But it's very low HP. Yeah. Now something also else is kind of important to mention, that the Swedish destroyer will have heal. One of the best heal in this game for any destroyer. Even better than Grozovoi. Now definitely see that he has to improve his aim. But I am glad they are showing you this replay, because this is not a super unicum player. It's a literally average Joe player, and yeah, the DPM is fantastic. Even though he missed a lot of shells, a lot of aim, you have so crazy good DPM, you most likely will win almost every engagement. So the Swedish destroyer line are like a Friesland, but with heal and no smoke. And of course the smoke, it's a big thing. But maybe, I'm just saying, maybe if you queue up on playing together with the Friesland, then it's a little bit more than too strong. You have Friesland have hydro, the Swedish destroyer will have radar, and the same DPM, and the same percent to put your enemy on fire, and the best torp. So it's a little bit too scary when I think about division Friesland with the Swedish destroyer. It's scary, very, very scary. It's kind of a pretty large percent to put your enemy on fire, guys, without saying too much. The Sinop is dead. Now, there's definitely one thing about the Pan-Asian destroyer, kind of forgot to say. They have one of the best smoke. Very short difference between first smoke and the second smoke. That's what I'm trying to say. So, in that regard, they do have the best smoke. Very short cooldown between first and second one. Man, this friendly division, they are all dying. There's literally right now 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 4 versus 6, guys. So this is bad. They are trying to cap. Probably when someone is trying to cap, guys, remember that you hit one enemy in the cap, but you have to hit the second one as well. To reset the cap. You know what I'm trying to say. So there's probably the Atlanta who's also gaining the point. So in this second you have to shoot this Lion, but also definitely Cleveland and Atlanta. They have the whole points. No one definitely shoots those remaining cruisers because they don't gain any points. And man, that was a massacre. Oh man, this could go actually either way. Oh, very healthy Izumo. As poor Scharnhorst does the one he actually is trying to survive, but he will go down. Izumo's secondary might chew him up, and this Izumo captain, it's not a noob. I definitely see on the replays that he has 19 points captain. So definitely you don't have a 19 points captain if you are just have one single grind ship. You basically had a very long experience in this game when you have a 19 points captain, and if enemy Izumo has a 19 points captain, will all the build, you know, the tanky build that he has. So yeah, I believe it's scary. Actually, guys, without saying too much, this is more close than you can even imagine, because Atlanta and so much HP pool from Izumo, and there's 2 Atlanta. Holy cow, guys, this is tricky situation. This captain does not have any more smoke, and he's engaging Atlanta, but he's doing the right thing, trying to use his AP. It's absolutely brutal versus those light cruisers. And just look at this DPM. Oh, Citadel, and just like that, the Atlanta had 1 salvo. He had chance to kill this captain, but because this captain was so extremely smart and using the AP instead of HE, you see. And now of course Izumo is trying to delete, but he does not have any guns at the rear. That's the biggest downside with the Izumo. No guns at the rear. Walkwork guns all front, and now the 3rd gun he's trying to engage this captain. And Atlanta, oh, Gorizia, very low HP, but I do believe he wants to kill this captain, because this captain only have 4,900 damage. And who's gonna kill first? Oh, that was a good hit. But now the IR kicking in, Confederate, and oh, he killed both Atlanta and the Italian cruiser, and put this Izumo on fire. Atlanta it's shooting, but hitting a small target from this distance with Atlanta's pew pew guns is never gonna happen. Izumo's trying to aim, but this Captain Duke, because you know, if that Izumo would hit this captain, the game over. Oh, by the way, he's alone versus this Izumo with a lot of HP, 30,000 HP pool this dude had. And Atlanta, which is very healthy Atlanta, and he's alone, for crying out loud. What the hell happened with the friendly team? Oh man, sometimes you have to just put the carry pants on. And what happened? It's the clock was 1 thousand. So the friendly team, they won, guys. Absolutely ridiculous. But it's GG for this captain. Thanks guys for watching. I wish you from my bottom of my heart have a nice new year, happy new year, and see you soon in the next one. Take care and bye.